The grand hall of the Zaltharon Empire Council shimmered with cold blue light. Tall alien figures with sharp eyes and smooth dark skin filled the chamber. At the center, Empress Kira sat upon her elevated throne, her eyes scanning the gathered council members. Her long robes floated as if weightless, and her expression was stern. She had ruled the Empire for decades and had never faced a problem she could not control. Yet today, a small figure approached the center of the hall with a slow, careful step. Terran, the alien ambassador from a distant star system, carried an aura of urgency. His skin glimmered faintly in the council light, and his eyes held a serious warning. He raised his hands as he entered. The chatter in the hall fell silent. Even the loudest council members like Lord Hyan, a tall and proud warrior, stopped their arguments. "I come with a warning," Terran said. His voice echoed in the hall, calm but firm. "Do not attack the humans. They are not what you believe. They are stronger than you think. If you harm them, your empire will face destruction. You cannot imagine their power." Empress Kira leaned forward slightly. "Explain yourself," she said. Her voice was commanding, and all council members quieted in respect. "We have observed humans. They are weak, small, and primitive. Why should we fear them?" Terran's eyes glowed faintly as he displayed a series of visions to the council. Holographic images appeared in the air, showing human ships navigating asteroid fields with incredible precision. Humans outmaneuvered alien fleets using strange devices that warped energy and confused sensors. They appeared small, but their strategies were clever and deadly. "See how they move," Terran said. "They adapt faster than any species I have ever studied. Their courage is unmatched. They think in ways that no alien can predict. If your empire attacks them, they will retaliate with intelligence, speed, and precision that will reduce your entire fleet to ashes." Lord Hyan snorted loudly, his long arms crossing over his chest. "These are nothing but small creatures. We have conquered thousands of planets, destroyed billions of beings. How can these humans compare to the might of the Zaltharon Empire?" Terran's expression did not change. "You underestimate them at your own risk. Humans do not fight like others. They fight with strategy, creativity, and willpower. They can turn anything into a weapon. They will not surrender. You will lose more than you gain if you attack." A murmur ran through the council. Some members looked worried, while others whispered to one another, laughing at Terran's warnings. Strategist Deho, a calm and thoughtful advisor, stepped forward. "Empress Kira, perhaps we should listen. The ambassador brings information from systems we have not yet fully studied. We cannot ignore the possibility that he is correct," Lord Hyan growled. "We need no caution. The humans are weak. They are small. They cannot pose any threat to our empire. If we hesitate, we will appear weak. Attack and crush them before they grow stronger." Terran's eyes narrowed. "You are blind if you see them only as weak. I have studied humans closely. Even their smallest weapons can be deadly when used cleverly. Their fleets are not the largest, but their ingenuity makes them terrifying. Do not ignore this warning." Empress Kira folded her hands, thinking carefully. She had faced many threats before. Empires rose and fell. Stars were destroyed in wars, but she had always maintained control. Yet Terran's words stirred something she had not expected. Doubt. Could these small humans really be as dangerous as he claimed? Meanwhile, on Earth, far from the Zaltharon Empire, humans were unaware of the Council's discussions. Captain Jisoo, a brave and experienced leader of the human fleet, prepared her crew for an exploratory mission. They were investigating distant star systems, charting planets and resources, unaware that aliens were watching and deciding whether to attack them. Lieutenant Minsok studied the instruments aboard the flagship, noticing strange energy readings. "Captain, we're detecting an unknown vessel near Jupiter," he said. His voice held curiosity, not fear. Humans had faced danger before and had always relied on their wits and courage. Captain Jisoo nodded calmly. "Keep scanning. We need to know if it is friend or foe. Maintain shields and prepare for all possibilities. Stay ready, but do not panic." Engineer Hana, working near the engines, smiled. "It's probably just a research ship, Captain. Humans have a lot of unexplored territory out here. Maybe it's just another crew like ours." But Minsok shook his head. "The energy signature doesn't match anything we know. It's too advanced. We should be cautious." Back in the Zaltharon Council, Terran sighed. He had tried to convince the Council with logic and evidence, but arrogance and pride were difficult enemies. "If you ignore this warning, you will regret it," he said. "Humans are not what they seem. They can fight in ways you cannot imagine. Do not underestimate them. Empress Kira remained silent, deep in thought. She looked around at her council, seeing divided faces. Some nodded slightly at Terran's words, while others, like Lord Hyan, were still certain of victory. The debate raged on, voices rising and falling until Empress Kira raised her hand. "Enough," she said. Her voice cut through the arguments like a blade. "We will consider Terran's warning, but we will not act out of fear. We must weigh our options carefully. The humans may be small, but we will not assume they are weak. Still, we cannot show hesitation before the galaxy. Let us gather more intelligence before deciding." Terran bowed his head slightly. "I will provide what I can, Empress. But remember, time is not on your side. Every moment you delay could strengthen them further." The council continued their discussions late into the cycle. Outside, in the endless black of space, human ships sailed with quiet confidence. Captain Jisoo reviewed the star maps with her crew, preparing for unknown challenges. They could not see the looming threat from the Zoltheron Empire, nor did they know the alien ambassador had already warned against attacking them. Yet, even without knowing, humans were ready. They relied on strategy, courage, and teamwork, qualities that no alien could fully understand. Terran's warning had been clear, but the Empire's pride would soon test the humans' limits. Somewhere deep in space, destiny was beginning to move. A small human fleet, unassuming and underestimated, was about to show the galaxy that appearances could be deceiving. Captain Jisoo looked at her crew, a mixture of young and experienced, all ready for whatever lay ahead. "We don't know what's out there," she said quietly, "but we will face it together. Always together." Hana smiled and tightened her grip on the console. Minsok nodded, his eyes fixed on the distant readings. Humanity had faced challenges before. They would face this one too, not with fear, but with courage and cleverness, and somewhere far away. The Zoltheron Empire continued its debate, unaware of the storm that was quietly approaching, the storm of human ingenuity and strength. Taran watched silently, wishing the Empire would listen. It was too late to turn back for some, but perhaps enough to prevent the total loss of countless lives. He hoped they would understand. In the quiet hum of the human ship, there was only determination. Captain Jisoo and her crew did not yet know the scale of what was coming, but they were ready. They were humans, and humans, Terran knew, would never give up, never surrender, and could accomplish what no one expected. And so, the first chapter of the conflict began, not with explosions or violence, but with a warning ignored, a small fleet prepared, and the calm before a storm that would shake the galaxy. The human fleet moved cautiously through the outer reaches of the solar system. Captain Jisoo stood on the bridge, her eyes scanning the monitors with steady focus. Every ship in her command mirrored her discipline and readiness. Beside her, Lieutenant Minsok studied the energy readings from the unknown vessel near Jupiter. "Captain, it's still holding position," he said. "It doesn't respond to our signals. I think it's observing us." Captain Jisoo nodded slowly. "Keep monitoring, but maintain distance. We don't want to provoke it. We don't know what it is or what it wants." She turned to Engineer Hana, who was busy adjusting the energy shields on the main ship. "Hana, make sure all shields are ready. If anything comes close, we need to be prepared." Hana's hands moved quickly over the controls. "Shields are at full capacity, Captain. I've also recalibrated the sensors to detect any cloaked objects. We won't be caught off guard." The unknown vessel drifted closer, its shape unclear. The human fleet held its formation, each ship small compared to the silent giant in front of them. Then, without warning, lights flashed across the alien ship, and a strange energy field rippled through space. The human sensors flickered. Minsok frowned. "It's using some kind of technology we haven't seen before. It's not attacking, but it's testing us." Captain Jisoo's expression hardened. "Stay calm. We will respond only if we have to. Observe and learn. That's our advantage." She turned to her tactical officer, Sunwoo, who had been quietly analyzing the situation. "Sunwoo, what do you make of it?" Sunwoo's fingers danced across the console. "It's advanced, but it's predictable in some ways. Its energy pulses follow patterns. I think we can anticipate its movements if we stay alert. If it attacks, we can use the asteroid field nearby to our advantage." The alien vessel moved closer, scanning the human ships like a predator observing its prey. Yet it did not fire. Its presence alone was intimidating, a dark silhouette against the bright planet behind it. Captain Jisoo remained calm, giving silent commands through her actions rather than words. The crew trusted her completely. Suddenly, the alien ship emitted a pulse of energy that swept across the fleet. It caused minor disruptions, but the humans had anticipated something like this. Hana had already prepared countermeasures, and the shields held firm. The pulse passed, leaving the humans unharmed. "That's close," Minsok said, his voice tense. "Not close enough," Captain Jisoo replied. "We are ready. They want to see how we react. Let them watch. We will not make mistakes." The alien ship shifted its position, moving to flank the human fleet. The humans had expected this. Using the asteroid belt as cover, Captain Jisoo maneuvered the ships in a careful pattern. The alien vessel followed, but the humans used the natural obstacles to hide their movements. For hours, this cat-and-mouse game continued. Inside the alien empire, reports came quickly to Empress Kira. Strategist Daeho and Commander Ricky analyzed the data from the scouts. "The humans are using terrain and obstacles cleverly," Daeho said. "They are not attacking directly. They are observing, learning, and responding with strategy. Terran's warning seems accurate." Empress Kira's eyes narrowed. "Do they think they can survive against us with such small ships?" "Their numbers are insignificant." Commander Ricky shook his head.
"Their numbers may be small, Your Majesty, but their efficiency is remarkable."
"They anticipate moves we do not expect. Their behavior is unlike any species we have encountered. We should proceed carefully." Back with the humans, Captain Jisoo decided it was time to test the alien vessel. "We need to send a small team closer to gather intelligence. Minsok, you and Hana will take one ship. Sunwoo, you monitor from here. I'll remain in command of the main fleet." The small human ship moved carefully toward the alien vessel. Its engines hummed quietly, blending with the background energy of space. Minsok's hands hovered over the controls, alert for any sudden movements. Hana scanned the alien ship with advanced sensors, recording every detail. Suddenly, the alien ship emitted a concentrated beam toward them. Minsok's fingers flew across the console, activating evasive maneuvers. The ship twisted and turned, narrowly avoiding the beam, and the humans were amazed at the alien technology but remained calm. "They are strong," Hana said, her voice quiet but firm. "But they are predictable in some ways. We can study their patterns and learn." Minsok nodded. Captain was right. "Observation is our best weapon. If we stay calm and smart, we can handle this." Back in the Empire, Lord Hyan raged at the reports. "They are nothing. We should attack now and crush them before they become a problem. Why do we waste time?" Empress Kira remained silent, weighing the situation carefully. "Hyan, we must not underestimate them. We have seen their abilities. A direct attack could be dangerous. Taran warned us for a reason. We will not act rashly," Taran observed quietly, his expression troubled. He had warned the council, yet arrogance and pride ran deep. "They are learning fast," he muttered. "If you attack now, it will be your downfall." Meanwhile, the humans continued their careful maneuvers. Captain Jisoo directed their ships with precision, using unexpected patterns to confuse the alien vessel. The aliens fired repeatedly, but the humans avoided every attack without panic, demonstrating incredible skill and coordination. Hours passed, and the humans gained valuable intelligence about the alien ship. Its engines, weapons, and energy systems were noted carefully by Hana. Every detail was recorded for future encounters. Captain Jisoo knew that understanding the enemy was the first step to survival. Suddenly, the alien ship pulled back slightly, almost as if it were studying them more closely. Minsok looked at the readings. "It's observing us now. It wants to learn what we can do. We need to stay unpredictable." Captain Jisoo smiled slightly. "That's exactly what we want. Let them think they understand us. We will use that against them if necessary." Back in the council, tension grew. Daeho tried to convince Empress Kira that patience was necessary. "The humans are clever. Attacking without a full plan could be catastrophic. We need more intelligence." Lord Hyan slammed his clawed hand on the table. "Intelligence? We have already seen enough. They are weak and small. We should attack now." Empress Kira's voice was firm. "We will observe. We will learn. We will not act blindly. This is a test of patience, Hyan. If you wish to act rashly, you will answer for it." Taran watched silently. He knew that the humans' cunning and bravery would soon show the Empire the truth of his warning. He had seen enough battles to know that underestimating humans was a mistake that no empire could recover from easily. As the alien ship slowly retreated, the human fleet followed carefully, keeping a safe distance. Captain Jisoo continued to guide her crew with calm confidence. We have learned a lot today. Let's return to base for now. We will need every advantage if this continues. Min-seok and Hana nodded. Yes, Captain. We have data that can help us next time. They won't surprise us again. In the darkness of space, the alien ship watched them disappear, and the humans sailed home with knowledge and confidence. One small fleet, underestimated and unafraid, had survived the first encounter with the Zaltharon Empire. They had proven their courage, intelligence, and patience. Terran's warning echoed quietly across the stars. The humans were not weak. They were clever, strategic, and prepared to fight. And the Empire, blinded by pride, would soon learn just how dangerous they truly were. Captain Jisoo looked at her crew once more. This is only the beginning, she said softly. We have survived today because we stayed smart and calm. Tomorrow we will be even stronger. Hana smiled, adjusting her console. We are ready, Captain. Whatever comes next, we can handle it. And so the humans returned from their first encounter. Not with defeat, but with knowledge, confidence, and preparation. The Zaltharon Empire had begun to realize that these small beings were far from ordinary, and that underestimating them could be the greatest mistake in their long history of conquest. The humans returned to their base orbiting Mars, their ships moving in perfect formation. Captain Jisoo stood on the bridge of the flagship, her eyes scanning the readings from the encounter near Jupiter. The crew moved with calm efficiency, each aware that the unknown alien vessel was powerful and unpredictable. Captain, Lieutenant Min-seok said, stepping forward, we have recorded all the energy patterns from the alien ship. We can analyze them and predict its behavior in the future. Good, Captain Jisoo replied. Hana, I want you to start working on integrating this data into our systems. We need every advantage if we face them again. Engineer Hana nodded, her fingers flying across the console. I'll create simulations and test new shield configurations. We can use their own energy against them in some ways. Tactical Officer Sunwoo studied the holographic map of the alien vessel. They are predictable in a pattern, but their speed is high. If we can predict the sequence of their energy bursts, we can find openings to strike or evade. Captain Jisoo smiled. Exactly. Humans win not just with strength but with clever thinking. We'll use what they don't expect. That is our advantage. Meanwhile, in the Zaltharon Empire, Empress Kira paced in her private chamber. Strategist Deho accompanied her, watching her carefully. Your Majesty, Deho said, the humans are not ordinary. They adapt quickly, and they are more intelligent than we first believed. Terran was correct in his warning. Attacking them without careful planning could cost thousands of lives. Empress Kira stopped pacing and looked at him. They are small and few in number, even if they are clever. Can a species with such small fleets truly challenge an empire as vast as ours? Deho shook his head. Perhaps not in a direct fight, but they are unpredictable. Their creativity and teamwork make them dangerous. One well-placed strategy could destroy ships or outsmart our forces entirely. Lord Hyan stormed into the room, his expression fierce. Enough of this hesitation. We have conquered thousands of systems. These humans are insignificant. If we attack now, we will crush them and prove our dominance. Why waste time with analysis? Empress Kira raised her hand. Hyan, this is not a simple opponent. They are intelligent, resourceful, and determined. We cannot attack recklessly. Their fleet may be small, but we do not yet understand their full capability. Terran watched silently, knowing the Council still underestimated the humans. His warning had been clear, but pride often clouded judgment. They are learning fast, he said quietly to himself. The moment you strike, you will see the truth. Back on the human base, Captain Jisoo called a meeting with her senior officers. We cannot assume this is the only encounter, she said. The aliens are observing us. They are learning about us just as we are learning about them. We need to improve our strategies before they return. Hana projected a holographic display of the alien vessel. We've recorded all energy signatures and patterns. We can simulate attacks, test our defenses, and find their weaknesses. It will take time, but we can prepare. Min-seok studied the display with a thoughtful frown. They are faster than any fleet we have encountered, but they rely on patterns. If we stay unpredictable, we can turn their strength into a weakness. Sunwoo nodded. Exactly. They expect certain reactions. If we act differently, we can force them into mistakes. Humans fight with creativity. That is our greatest weapon. Captain Jisoo's eyes shone with determination. Good, we will prepare for their next move. We will not wait for them to attack first. We will be ready and act decisively. That is how humans survive and win. In space, the alien vessel had returned to its own command fleet. Commander Ricky analyzed the reports from the scouts. "The humans are clever," he said. "They anticipate our moves and use the environment effectively. Their small size makes them hard to target, and they work as a team. We have never seen a species like this before." Empress Kira's expression darkened. "We must act carefully. Underestimating them is dangerous. Deho, prepare contingency plans. Hyan, restrain your impatience. We will not make mistakes." Lord Hyan growled but nodded reluctantly. "Very well, Your Majesty. But if we hesitate too long, they could grow stronger. We should strike before they gain any advantage." Terran, standing quietly in the observation chamber, spoke softly. "They are not just strong. They are unpredictable. You will not control them with brute force. Every attack will meet resistance you cannot foresee." Back at the human base, Captain Jisoo observed the simulations created by Hana. Each scenario tested alien attacks and human responses. The crew discussed possible strategies, using the intelligence gathered from the encounter near Jupiter. They practiced maneuvers, communications, and emergency responses. Hana pointed to the display. "If we position ourselves near asteroids and use the gravitational fields, we can evade larger energy blasts. The aliens will not expect us to use the environment so cleverly," Minsuk added. "We can also split into smaller teams to confuse them. Their ships are large and take time to adjust. Our speed and coordination give us the advantage." Captain Jisoo nodded. "Exactly. Humans fight smart, not just hard. That is why we survive. That is why we will win if we must." The humans continued their preparations for several cycles. They trained in every possible scenario, anticipating attacks and planning counterattacks. Each crew member understood that intelligence, courage, and teamwork were their strongest weapons. In the Zaltharon Empire, tension grew as Empress Kira received reports of the humans' clever maneuvers. Strategist Deho warned, "The humans are learning faster than we anticipated. They may be small, but their adaptability is extraordinary. We cannot take them lightly." Lord Hyan's anger remained, but even he could see the humans were not as weak as he first believed. "They are small, yes," he said, "but clever. Perhaps we underestimated them." Terran sighed. "Too late for underestimation. The humans' cleverness is growing with each encounter. If you attack now, you may face consequences you cannot recover from." Captain Jisoo and her crew, unaware of the full scale of the Empire watching them, continued to train, plan, and improve. They adapted quickly, learning from every detail gathered. Their unity, courage, and creativity strengthened with every day. Then a new alert appeared on the monitor. A Zaltharan scout fleet was approaching the outer solar system. Minsuk and Sunwoo exchanged a glance. "It seems they are coming back," Sunwoo said quietly. Captain Jisoo remained calm. "Then we will be ready. Remember what we have learned. Stay focused. Use your minds as well as your hands. Humans fight with intelligence first, courage second. That is why we survive." As the scout fleet approached, the humans activated defensive formations using the asteroid belt as cover and positioning smaller ships to observe patterns. The aliens fired, but the humans avoided the blasts, predicting moves and adjusting in real time. Hana smiled as she monitored the shields. "They still do not expect our full strategies. We can turn this encounter to our advantage." Minsuk's hands moved quickly over the controls. "We will show them that humans are not just small and weak. We are strong, smart, and unpredictable. That is our advantage over any empire." Captain Jisoo nodded. "Exactly. Today we survive. Tomorrow we fight smarter. And the humans always fight smarter." The first strikes came from the Zaltharon scouts, but the humans were ready. Using clever maneuvers, misdirection, and careful observation, they managed to avoid damage while collecting valuable data. Each move tested the aliens' patience, revealing weaknesses in their strategy. The humans' cleverness was becoming clear to the aliens. Commander Ricky frowned. "They are learning too fast. They adapt after every move. We must be careful." Terran, observing silently, smiled faintly. "They are exactly as I warned. The humans are not to be underestimated. The Empire may not yet understand this, but they will learn, and they may learn too late." Captain Jisoo looked at her crew, determination shining in her eyes. "We have faced the first real test. We survived because we stayed smart. We will continue to learn, improve, and prepare. The humans will not be defeated by pride, arrogance, or size. Our greatest weapon is our mind, our courage, and our unity." And so the humans faced the Zaltharan Empire's scouts with skill, patience, and intelligence. The aliens began to realize that the humans were more than they appeared, and a small species was quietly preparing to show the galaxy that being clever, brave, and united could outmatch even the greatest empires. The humans watched the Zaltharan scouts move through the asteroid belt. Captain Jisoo stood at the command center of the flagship, her eyes calm but focused. Every ship in her fleet followed her commands precisely, moving like a single organism. She studied the readings on her console, noting the aliens' patterns, strengths, and weaknesses. "Captain," Lieutenant Minsok said, pointing to the monitors, "they are forming a blockade. Their fleet is trying to cut off our retreat. They want to trap us." Captain Jisoo nodded. "Let them try. We've planned for this." "Hana, prepare the defensive grids. Sunwoo, calculate the escape routes and ambush points. We'll turn their blockade into our advantage." Engineer Hana's fingers flew over the controls. Shields are strengthened and the energy deflectors are ready. We can move through the asteroid field without taking damage. Tactical Officer Sunwoo projected a holographic map of the asteroid belt. "If we split into smaller teams, we can create confusion. The alien sensors are strong, but they rely on pattern recognition. If we move unpredictably, we can make them misfire or lose formation." Captain Jisoo smiled. "Exactly. Humans are not the strongest in size, but we are clever. That is our greatest weapon. We fight smart and we fight together." The Zaltharan fleet moved closer, their large ships glowing with energy. Their weapons fired intermittently, but the humans avoided each blast with calculated maneuvers. Captain Jisoo guided her fleet through narrow gaps between asteroids, forcing the aliens to slow down and adjust. "Captain," Minsok said, "they're trying to surround us. If we continue straight, we'll be trapped. What's the plan?" Captain Jisoo's eyes scanned the holographic map. "We don't move straight. We divide into 3 groups. Group 1 will lure them deeper into the belt. Group 2 will flank from behind. Group 3 will stay in reserve and strike where they least expect it. Timing is everything." The fleet moved quickly, splitting into 3 coordinated groups. Humans used the asteroid field as cover, disappearing and reappearing like shadows. The Zaltharans fired repeatedly, but their large ships could not maneuver as quickly. The humans' smaller size and speed gave them an advantage that the aliens did not expect. Engineer Hana activated the pulse disruptors, small devices designed to interfere with enemy sensors. Lights flickered on the alien ships as their targeting systems failed temporarily. "They can't lock on," Hana said, a note of excitement in her voice. "This is our chance," Captain Jisoo nodded. "Move carefully, but strike when ready. Use their confusion. We do not attack blindly, but we do attack smart." Group 1 led the Zaltharan fleet deeper into the asteroid belt, drawing their focus. Group 2 circled around from behind, using the cover of asteroids to remain hidden. The humans prepared for their moment. "Now," Captain Jisoo commanded. Group 2 launched precision strikes at the alien ship's engines, using small, fast drones carrying energy disruptors. The larger alien ships were slowed and forced to change direction, losing formation. Group 3 moved in to exploit the confusion, targeting weaker sections of the fleet. The Zaltharans were caught off guard. Their powerful weapons fired wildly, but the humans' unpredictable movements made them almost useless. Captain Jisoo's fleet remained coordinated, striking with careful precision while avoiding damage. Inside the Zaltharan command ship, Empress Kira watched the reports in disbelief. "How are they doing this?" she demanded. "Their fleet is small, but they are attacking with intelligence and coordination. This is impossible. No species should be able to outmaneuver our forces like this." Strategist Deho frowned. "They are clever, Your Majesty. They use the environment, speed, and unpredictable tactics. Every attack they make is calculated. If they continue, they could destroy a significant portion of our fleet." Lord Hyan slammed his hand on the table. "Impossible. They are too small, too few. How can such creatures cause this much trouble?" Tarian remained calm, observing silently. "This is exactly what I warned you about," he said softly. "Humans are not to be underestimated. They think differently, they adapt quickly, and they fight with determination that no empire can fully understand." Back in space, the humans continued their attack. Captain Jisoo guided her fleet through the belt, taking advantage of every opening. Small human ships moved in precise formations, hitting weak points and withdrawing before the aliens could respond. Every strike was calculated, every movement deliberate. Minseok adjusted the course of their ship. Captain, the alien flagship is moving into position to counterattack. If we don't act quickly, they could regroup. Captain Jisu's eyes narrowed. Then we act quickly. Hana, prepare the pulse amplifiers. Sunwoo, coordinate the strike drones. We will hit their engines simultaneously. They won't expect all three at once. The humans executed their plan flawlessly. Energy pulses disrupted the alien engines, causing their ships to spin out of formation. Drones targeted critical systems and small teams struck at vulnerabilities, all while remaining protected by the asteroid cover. Empress Kira's face was pale as she watched the chaos. "Stop them," she demanded. "They are too clever, too fast. How can a species so small outmaneuver the might of our empire?" Commander Ricky looked at her grimly. "Your Majesty, they are not just small. They are smart. Every move they make is designed to exploit our weaknesses. If we continue to fight like this, we could lose much more than we thought." Inside the human fleet, Captain Jisu maintained calm and clear orders. "Keep moving. Don't waste energy on unnecessary attacks. Focus on precision, not force. Use the environment. Be clever. That is what makes us humans strong." The battle continued for hours, each side testing the other. The humans used the asteroid belt, misdirection, and coordinated attacks to maintain the upper hand. They avoided direct confrontation, striking only where they could gain maximum advantage with minimal risk. Finally, the Zaltharon fleet began to retreat. Their formation was broken, engines damaged, and morale low. The humans had proven their strategy worked. Captain Jisu gathered her fleet and signaled retreat toward their base orbiting Mars, satisfied with their success. Engineer Hana smiled. "We did it. They are retreating. Our plan worked perfectly." Minseok nodded, exhausted but happy. "We've learned a lot. We now know how they move, how they attack, and where they are weak. Next time we will be even more prepared." Sunwoo looked at the retreating alien fleet. "They will regroup, but we have shown them that humans cannot be underestimated." "This is only the beginning." Captain Jisu nodded, looking at her crew with pride. "Humans fight smart and we fight together. Today we survived and showed them that strategy, courage, and intelligence are stronger than size alone. Remember this. The next encounter will come and we will be ready." In the Zaltharon Empire, Empress Kira struggled to understand what had happened. Her fleet, vast and powerful, had been outmaneuvered by a small group of humans. Terran's warning echoed in her mind. "They are not weak," he had said. "They will destroy anything that underestimates them." Lord Hyan's anger was mixed with fear. "We cannot believe it. How can such small creatures fight with such skill?" Taran watched silently, knowing the truth. Humans were clever, adaptable, and brave. They fought differently than any species in the galaxy, and underestimating them would bring the Empire to ruin. Back on the human base, Captain Jisu gathered her crew. "Today we showed them that humans are clever and determined. Tomorrow we will continue to learn and prepare. The humans will not surrender, and we will survive because we fight smart together and with courage." The humans celebrated quietly, knowing their victory was not through brute force, but through intelligence, patience, and teamwork. In the darkness of space, the small human fleet had shown the galaxy that even the mightiest empire could be challenged by courage, strategy, and determination. And somewhere far away, the Zaltharon Empire began to understand that the humans were far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. The human fleet moved cautiously through the outer regions of the solar system, fully aware that the Zaltharon Empire would not forget the last encounter. Captain Jisu stood at the helm of the flagship, her eyes calm and sharp, scanning the sensors for any sign of the returning enemy. The crew moved efficiently, confident in their training and their leader's guidance. "Captain," Lieutenant Minseok said, pointing at the monitors, "their main fleet is approaching. This time it's larger than before. They're sending everything they have to finish us." Captain Jisu nodded. "Then we must show them that humans are more than they expect." Hana, activate all energy shields. Sunwoo, coordinate the drones and attack teams. We fight smart, we fight together, and we will survive. Engineer Hana's fingers flew across the controls. Shields are at maximum. I've also recalibrated the pulse disruptors to hit multiple ships at once. They won't see us coming. Tactical Officer Sunwoo projected the fleet's formation on the holographic map. If we divide the fleet into 3 groups, we can confuse them and force their ships to make mistakes. They rely on pattern recognition. If we change the pattern, we control the battlefield. Captain Jisoo smiled. Exactly. Humans fight with intelligence, courage, and teamwork. Their numbers don't matter. What matters is how we use our minds and work together. The Zaltharan fleet advanced, massive ships glowing with energy and firing intermittently. The humans avoided the blasts, weaving through asteroid belts using misdirection and calculated maneuvers. Every ship moved with purpose, striking where the enemy was vulnerable and retreating before retaliation. Inside the Empire, Empress Kira watched the reports in disbelief. Her fleet, enormous and powerful, was being outmaneuvered by a smaller human force. Strategist Deho tried to advise her calmly. Your Majesty, the humans are clever. Their tactics are effective. If we continue with a direct assault, we could suffer heavy losses. Lord Hyan slammed his hand on the table, furious. Impossible. How can they fight like this? They are too small. We should crush them immediately, Taran observed quietly, knowing the Empire was underestimating humans at its peril. This is what I warned, he said softly. They fight differently. They adapt, think, and work together. They are not to be ignored. Back in space, Captain Jisoo ordered the fleet to split. Group 1 led the Zaltharan fleet into a dense asteroid field. Group 2 moved silently behind the enemy, preparing to strike vulnerable engines. Group 3 remained hidden, ready to attack the command ship itself. The humans executed the plan flawlessly. Energy pulses disrupted the alien engines, causing their ships to spin out of formation. Drones struck weak points, disabling weapons and communications. The aliens were confused, unable to coordinate, while the humans remained perfectly synchronized. Empress Kira's face grew pale as she watched the chaos. Stop them. How can such small creatures do this? Commander Ricky shook his head. Your Majesty, they are clever, strategic, and fearless. Every move they make is precise. If we continue, we will lose much more than we imagined. The humans pressed their advantage. Captain Jisoo directed a concentrated strike on the flagship of the Zaltharan fleet. Using pulse disruptors, drones, and clever maneuvers, they penetrated the defenses. The alien command ship struggled to respond. Minsak adjusted the course of the attack team. We have an opening, Captain. Their shields are down. We can disable their core systems. Captain Jisoo nodded. Do it, strike hard and smart. Precision over power. That is how humans win. The attack succeeded. The alien flagship systems failed, causing chaos throughout the Zaltharan fleet. Energy blasts went astray, and many ships collided or drifted helplessly. The humans avoided direct confrontation, using strategy and cunning to dominate. Inside the flagship, Empress Kira struggled to comprehend what was happening. Her massive fleet, the pride of the Empire, was being destroyed by a small human fleet. Taran's warning rang clear in her mind. If attacked, your Empire will face annihilation. Lord Hyan's rage turned to fear. How is this possible? They are too small. How can such creatures destroy us? Taran watched silently, knowing that the humans' unique combination of intelligence, courage, and teamwork had won. They are humans, he whispered. That is all you need to know. Captain Jisoo ordered a final strike on the remaining alien ships. The humans used every advantage, the asteroid belt, the pulse disruptors, and the drones, to disable the enemy fleet completely. Large ships drifted helplessly, unable to repair or coordinate. The remaining Zaltharan surrendered or fled. The human fleet regrouped near Mars, their ships intact and systems functioning. Captain Jisoo looked at her crew with pride. We did it. Not because we are the strongest, but because we are smart, courageous, and united. Remember this. Humans fight differently, and that is why we survive. Back in the Zaltharan Empire, Empress Kira struggled to accept the reality. Her vast and powerful fleet had been decimated by humans. Strategist Deho reminded her, Your Majesty, we ignored Taran's warning. We assumed they were weak. That mistake cost us dearly. Lord Hyan could not speak, his anger and disbelief locked in his mind. Taran approached Empress Kira quietly. You were warned, he said softly. The humans are not just strong. They are unpredictable, clever, and united. Underestimating them was the greatest mistake you made. The Empire was in ruins, their fleets destroyed or retreating, their pride shattered. The humans, small and underestimated, had achieved the impossible. Captain Jisoo sent a message to the Empire. We do not attack without reason. We fight to protect ourselves. Learn this lesson. Humans cannot be underestimated. Respect our strength, intelligence, and courage. The galaxy is big, but humans will survive and we will defend ourselves. The Zaltharan Empire received the message in silence. Empress Kira stared at the hologram, unable to find words. Taran watched, knowing the humans had changed the balance of power in the galaxy. Meanwhile, the human crew celebrated quietly. They had won not through brute force, but through intelligence, patience, and teamwork. Captain Jisoo looked at Minseok, Hana, and Sunwoo. We have survived because we think, act, and fight together. That is what makes us humans. The galaxy may not understand us yet, but they will. Engineer Hana smiled. We've proven that size does not matter. Brains, courage, and teamwork matter more. Today, humans showed the galaxy what we can do. Minseok nodded. And we will be ready for whatever comes next. The humans will survive, and we will continue to grow stronger. Sunwoo looked at the monitors showing the retreating alien fleet. They underestimated us. That was their mistake. They will not make it again, but we will be ready. Captain Jisoo placed her hand on the console, feeling the hum of the fleet. Humans fight smart together and with courage. That is why we survive. That is why we win. The galaxy had witnessed the rise of human ingenuity and strength. A small species, underestimated and ignored, had defeated a mighty empire through cleverness, coordination, and bravery. The humans had not only survived, they had changed the way the galaxy would view them forever. Taran watched silently, knowing that the humans' story was just beginning. Their victory was a warning to any who thought them weak. Humans were clever, adaptable, and determined. The Empire had learned the hard way that when humans fight, they fight differently and they fight to win. Captain Jisoo looked at her crew once more. Today we survived. Tomorrow we prepare for the next challenge. Humans will never give up, never surrender, and always fight smart. That is who we are. And so the humans, small in number but mighty in spirit, stood victorious. The Zaltharon Empire had been humbled and the galaxy had learned a lesson. Never underestimate humanity. The stars shone quietly above, indifferent to empires and victories. But the humans had carved their place among them. A small fleet, clever, brave, and united, had shown the universe that even the mightiest force could be defeated by intelligence, courage, and the unyielding spirit of humanity.